They're just reporting me, saying that I'm corrupt, saying that I'm speaking another language. On one of the paperwork, it was like he does secret handshakes with prisoners. What do you think a secret handshake is? It's a fist bump. I said to the note taker, make sure you write this down. If I wanted to come in here and be dodgy, I would just ring my family and ask them for a package. As an officer, it's so easy to be corrupt. You know the rules, you know what's going on. I see someone open up their wrist in front of me.
And what was that over?
A vape.
What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the Blue Tick Show. Opposite me today, I've got Biggz. Biggz experienced his mum going to prison for armed robbery, to working inside of the prisons and experiencing real-life traumatic experiences. Biggz, welcome to the show. How are you?
What's going on, man? I'm good, you know. Gas to be here still, can't even lie.
Listen, we locked it in. We made it happen. We're here. Bro, I introduced that as your mum went to prison for armed robbery.
Yeah, bro, it's crazy, like
Not many people, it's their mum, right? As mad as it sounds, usually it's a dad or brother. It's always man doing it. When you're sitting there hearing my mum went to prison for armed robbery, bro, you've lived the life.
Bro, I've seen it all still, fully.
Listen, I always like to throw it back to the childhood. Let's take it all the way back to you as a youth. Where are you from? What area are you from?
From Bristol. I was born in an area called Easton. And I was there with me, my mum, my two siblings. But yeah, it was just in the ends, like, just normal, innit? Like, and then my mum, I didn't know at the time, but obviously my mum started going on drugs. And then, yeah, her behaviour just started moving reckless, like, just angry all the time. Like, I've seen her rock up, man, like, big real life man. My mum's boxed him down, normal, like. But my mum just started getting vexed. And then even these times, like, man's trying to go to school. And, like, my mum's locking all the windows and that. And then me and my brother are knocking windows out to climb over to go to school. So we're in primary school and we're trying to beg to go to school. Like, usually it's the other way around, fam. But, yeah, we was trying to do that, like. And then we was just outside. Like, my mum wasn't really about too tough. And then, yeah, like... Obviously, my siblings went into foster care when she went jail. So I don't really know my siblings too tough. Like,
how old was you when she went jail?
So I would have been about 13, 14. But these times, because I didn't see her that often because she was always living her life. I just thought that she was away sort of thing, like just out doing what she's doing. But then when I start getting letters and what I now know to be prison numbers and landings and all that kind of stuff, I see some codes on the back of the letters and that. And then, yeah, like, it's just one of them.
How long did your mum go inside for?
I think she served like 2.5 years, so probably would have got a 5-year bird.
What happened? What was the story with your mum going away?
So from what I know, from what I've read, just her and my uncle, they just were hitting licks on, I'm not going to say the shop, but hitting licks on a bunch of shops on a big brand. And then, yeah, just got caught.
Armed robbery. What weapons did she have?
Hammers, machetes.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
She was active?
Fully active still.
Is your mum part of your life now?
I would say... So she could call me right now if she wanted to, but I've had to create that distance because my mum's got a lot of mental health. Obviously, she's clean from drugs now. She ain't been on drugs for years. But with that unpredictable nature of mental health and that, especially the line of work that I went into, I had to create that distance, you know?
Talking about the line of work you went into, before we dive into that, let's hear a little bit more about your childhood. What was school like for you?
So primary school was good, calm, like as you could think as a child, enjoying life, football, that's all it was. And then you see when I went to secondary school, that's when I'd say my social networks, like just with the man them that are now gang members, like, but even in high school, man are bringing in like knives and stuff like that. Like, obviously these times, I didn't really know what it was like, cause you know, I was shouted like that, you know, but I seen it all. I'm hearing people like get stabbed, like school times. And then like one of our local schools was a little rivalry. And then like every Friday, the rival school finished before us and they would like turn up and be waiting outside the gates. So like you're trying to get out of your lesson so you don't get caught slipping. Like, it's like, it was mad still. Like,
so it was really a mad upbringing, let's be real.
Yeah.
So, do you know what it is? To most people, your upbringing to you is probably normal. Yeah, man, you know, standard people turn up with knives, but normal, innit?
Yeah.
But to the youth of today, no, youth of today's fucked, I'll be real. Everyone carries a knife nowadays. It's normal. It's normal.
Yeah,
if you don't carry a knife, it's like, what? You ain't got a knife?
Literally that, bro. Like even one time, like I got set up on in the park one time. Me and this one other brother, like I was bigger than him or whatever, but people he was with, that's what they're carrying, innit? So man, I have to just firm it them days, and that's just how it was growing up. You know, win some, lose some, innit?
And when your mum went to prison, did that affect you in school?
So I think, yeah, like obviously at the time, I'm not going to pretend and say, yeah, it was because of that, because I didn't know any better. But growing up, I can look back now and see like it's things like that why I was so angry, because my dad was like, again, my dad was around, but he wasn't present in my life. He was out doing what he was doing. He was on the other side. He was doing his thing. He wasn't a gang member, but he was making stuff happen, you know what I'm trying to say? So for me, I think not having that parental like guidance from both of them growing up. I think I was just left to sort of whatever society had in store for me. And obviously in school, I was big. I've always been a big youth, you get me? But obviously I wasn't small, just fat back then, innit? So people used to prod man and that, and I'm just fighting every day.
Oh, you was getting into scraps?
Yeah, like, I'm in year 7 now, and I'm scrapping with year 11s. I'm not saying that I'm brocking no one up like that, but it was one of those
You're
where
not backing down from that.
Yeah, if you're looking on me, like, what you on? Like that's what I was on. And obviously in school, a lot of people didn't like me. They was like, yo, my man really thinks he's bossy, but I was just like, nah, no one's disrespecting me. And when you grow up in the ends...
Did your mum have a name in school? Like, as in, did people know who your mum was?
Yeah, my mum's nickname's Goldie still.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, man, she got gold teeth, she got gold chains, gold rings, everything, innit? That's, yeah.
Oh, people, so mum was active?
Yeah, like, and even my mum's side, like, everyone said that I look like them, innit? So that's what I get when I'm on the road. You relate to them, like, and obviously my dad's, what surname I got, innit? So my dad's getting vexed now, like, yo, he's not one of them, you know, it's my youth, it's my, so
yeah,
I'm stuck in the middle, car. Where I grew up, like, so my mum's side, even though, so both my parents are mixed race, but my mum's side is from like what people would call the white ghetto of Bristol.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a no-west notorious area. So there's all types of people there, but predominantly white. So my mum's on that side. And obviously my dad's side is St. Paul's, which is predominantly Jamaican and black people. So for me, in terms of badness, I was sort of good because the two notorious sort of sides of Bristol, it's like family was known. Do you
so
know
you
what I
had
mean?
no issues with people from each side.
Yeah, but even then, like, I tried to just keep it under wraps, but all the time people say, yo, you're such and such as you, rare. So then it's like, not that I had to sort of represent, but naturally.
Yeah, you had to fill them shoes. You had to be that guy. You couldn't just be like, nah, I'm soft.
Do you know what I mean? Like, one of my uncles, like, I think he had a reputation, like, in the 90s, like, there was some riots in Bristol, and then, like, even when I'm working in the prisons, like, I'm handcuffed to a prisoner, I'm walking down the corridor, a man's telling me, yo, you related to such and such? I'm like, nah. And then man's like, you look like them. Don't lie to me, bro. Like, and I'm like, yeah, like I'm what, innit? I was like, oh, back in the riots, yo, see this man? This is why I broke my hand, because I punched him, innit? He took my bike. But I'm thinking in my head, like, what, are you coming to defend it or what? Like, what are you telling me for? But every day, I'm getting stories about what my family was doing. So
your family, both sides, were well recognised.
Yeah, man, he was doing that thing in Bristol, like, yeah, literally. Like, just when you're walking down, it's good.
Yeah, no, I hear that. So then, when you come out of school, what was it like? What did you know? What, I got a question for you. With all that going on in your life, at 15, 16, everyone has a dream. Everyone wants to be something. Most people want to be a footballer. Most people want to be this. What did you want to be?
Do you know what? I wanted to be a footballer, yeah, but I was a fat youth. So these times, literally, I'm not getting on that pitch. You know the ones there. Like, I think one time I tried to go to some local football team and I slide tackle this youth and I broke his leg from. I was a youth, like, and I was scarred from. I've just tried to tackle this youth, yeah. My man's crying on the floor. I'm thinking, yeah, why is he faking it? The ambulance is rolling up, bro. I'm a youth. I'm like, yo, this is nuts, bro.
Yeah, listen.
But my grandma brought me up. Like, eventually, I went to my grandma. She's Irish, and she brought me up on her pension, innit? And listen, my nan was 4'9". She's a small Irish lady, but boy, her temper, yeah. So I'm 6'4" now, but I've been 6 foot since I come out the womb, fam. You get me? So for me, like, even then, I always like had the manners, like, respect your elders, all of that. So when I was at my nan's, it was a sense of calm.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
it was all the madness going on around me. So when I left school, I wanted to do the football thing. Started playing rugby. I ended up going to like a semi-pro team, and I was doing well. But then, you know, life takes over, innit?
Life definitely takes over, and that's what I want to jump onto now. You said life takes over. Listen, from me, what you've told me, I know you've lived the life. I know you've been involved in all the madness without doing the madness. Literally, that's what your life is about. Your life is, you can say, listen, I've done it all. I've seen it all, but I've not done it all. You've witnessed everything from start to finish. Let's be real. You've been involved in it. And for the viewers watching, you started working for the court system first, right?
Security first.
Security
so bouncer, nightclubs and that.
So talk to us about that. What happened when you started working there?
So, boy, I'm not going to lie. Like, obviously, I turned 18 now. I'm living at my nan's. Like, my nan raised me on her pension, man. Like, God rest her soul. But these times, you know, you start thinking about gal and that, innit? So, am I going to step out? Like, I ain't got no peace. I'm not working, you know? So, I did actually enroll at uni. I managed to get enough UCAS points now to jump on the uni thing. But I did a year and I was like, nah.
What was you studying?
Business management, you know, the typical one. But after a year, I was like, nah, this is not for me. Like, obviously, uni is a proper thing, but for me at the time, I said, nah. So, for what could I do? These times, I think my dad did a bit of security back in the day, but you know, before you needed a budget, like, he always said, you can't do that. But I was a big youth. I was like, what else am I gonna do?
Yeah, I might as well use my weight.
You know what I mean? So I got the badge. I started doing like random jobs here and there, and I thought this is kind of dead. Just stood up on the door. But obviously, I was into grime when I was young, like heavy, like. I used to cause problem in the mosh pit, you know, like flinging man left and right and whatever. So I used to see the security with them backstage, and I was like, I want to do that, you know, them ones there, like. So I started working at one club in Bristol, and they had, at one point, it was like 2015 to like 2018, they had every urban artist was there, rappers, all of them. You're talking from like Krypton Conan, Lethal Bizzle, you got Dappy, Big Nasty, like all of them was there. So for me now, I'm just gassed. Yeah. And I managed to pattern it where I was deputy head doorman, but I was like, look, let me do the artist, innit? So I'm backstage with the man, them like chatting, rare. And then I just started doing that for a minute, like, and literally, like, even with the security, I nearly got into it with Machine Gun Kelly, you know, the American rapper. Boy, one time he was on tour, innit? So deep this now. So we're sat down doing our little briefing with the manager of the venue. And then all of a sudden you can hear like an American accent. But I don't listen to Machine Gun Kelly, so I don't know if it's him or whatever. So you just hear this accent, but it's getting closer now. Then you see some young girl just go running out the door. I'm thinking, what's going on? Like, where's security? Like, who's banning them upstairs? So anyway, long story short, they must have used the staff room as one of the dressing rooms, but didn't tell the staff. So the girls walked in the room, seen him, and oh my God, Machine Gun Kelly, I'm your biggest fan. Like, but he's not on it. He's like, yo, get out of here, man, like cussing or whatever. So she went out now. He starts cussing the general manager, innit? Yeah, so just cussing him off. And you see me now, like, I got a short temper, man. My patience, I'm not on a long thing, and let's just keep it short and simple, whatever. So he's going on and on and on with him now. So now I've just said, like, obviously it's about what? I think it's about 12 of security waiting. I just say, yo, brother, when we finish the briefing, we'll come and make sure everything's secure in it. Like, right now, you're holding us up. Because I don't care for who you are, bro. Like, I'm just trying to work now.
You got a job to do.
Man's turned around and he's gone, who the fuck told you to speak? So obviously, again, as much as I've never claimed to be on badness, but the way I've grown up, like, who you talking to, fam? Like, I don't business who you are. So even then, I'm thinking, like, hold it down, you're at work, innit? So I've just not said nothing, innit? And I just kissed my teeth, innit? I was like, you know what? Then here's him now. Yeah, when you making noise like some sissy little girl, you know them American little slurs and that, like sissy little girl. So I'm like,
is that what you said?
Yeah, bro. I'm like, what? So I thought, nah, fuck this. So I stood up with the chair. I said, yo, brother, you're not in America now, you know. I said, we can get a cracking if you want, you know, bro. Like, I'm just vexed. Out of business. Obviously, my man starts coming down the stairs, isn't it? So I'm like, right, cool. I've said this, so we're gonna have to go now, innit? So
ain't he got all his security with him?
Nah, he's on his ones because obviously he's chased this girl out the dressing room, innit? So then now, brother, I've bust a little corner because I was sat on this chair like behind the till sort of thing, innit? I've come round now and I'm thinking, yeah, we're gonna get a cracking now, innit? What's what? All I see, I'm 6'4", but some big militant security guard coming down the stairs. I'm thinking, oh shit,
long day.
I'm thinking the man, you better back me now. This pops off now. But no, the security, he's come down the stairs, and when he's got like close enough to me, he's literally picked up Machine Gun Kelly and put him over his shoulder, fam. Machine Gun Kelly's tall, bro. He must be like 6'7". He's put him over his shoulder and just started walking up the stairs with him. So I'm stood there, I'm like, so I'm saying, like, trust me, you don't want this, fam. Like, I'm thinking, what? Like,
is that what you're saying to him?
Like, yeah, bro, what? Like, what are we saying? So anyway, long story short now, his security's come back downstairs. Like 2 minutes later, he's like, yo, bro, I'm really sorry. He does this every tour. Like, look, I don't want to get in no shit with you, man. Like, just chill. And I'm thinking, what? Like, fucking Machine Gun Kelly. But that whole shift now, obviously, I'm artist liaison, so I'm still doing my job now. Yeah. My manager's come to me like, yeah, he's saying you got to stay away from him. I'm saying, what? So you're gonna pay for me if I go home then, innit? Like, he's like, nah, if you want to pay, you stay. Well, I'm not doing nothing else. So I'm deputy head doorman. I'm staying here, innit? Respectfully, innit? He runs things, but yeah. Boy, the whole show, I'm just praying, man, innit? I'm thinking, if he starts calling me out and tries to get these fans to start giving me some shit now. Boy, it was like mid-show, he goes, yeah, it's been crazy today, man. Got into something with security. See me, I'm thinking, what? Is it on now? I'll look off your show. I'm vexed. I'm thinking, nah, but luckily he didn't go in too deep still. But that one there, like with all the artists, I just meeting all of them, bro. Like, even, you know, Jeremiah?
Yeah.
Even him one time, it was more of a positive experience. Like, he was there with all of his girls and that, like, doing his thing. And then usually when they come and perform, they'll usually stay for like a little after party and that. And even then, like, all of a sudden after his performance, obviously he must have took something because he just changed, bro. Like, all of a sudden, I was getting all excited. Like, I'm still outside the corridor, outside the dressing room. Man starts coming to me and starts slapping my belly, like, yeah, big man, yeah. I'm thinking, yo, what you doing, fam? Like, what's going on? So I've said to him, like, yo, allow it, man. Like, don't do that again, allow it. Brother, out of nowhere, I've just got vexed. I've just picked him up because he's shorter than me, innit? I've just grabbed his shoulder and said, brother, I'm not telling you, don't touch me, fam. Like, I'm not on it. So he's like, yo, chill, man. I didn't know he was on that. So security had some mad moments, bro, like some crazy ones. But the UK artist was always blessed, though, bro. But I think with the American ones,
they test it. They like to test it.
Yeah, like, especially America, a lot's going on, you know, with the guns and that. So they're probably thinking security, like, do you know what I mean? But me, I ain't got the fear like that. I grew up like I've had to look after myself from like 5 years
And
old.
at the end of the day, American artists got to remember, listen, they ain't got their team over here. They've got their security, but they ain't strapping like that. They ain't walking around with straps and stuff. Over there, long day. I'm not on it.
Yeah, for real.
Over there, my brother, you tell me run up. I'm about to have a good day. I'm
you know
not on it.
There, like,
but in the UK, they can't say nothing, bro.
Trust me, bro.
They're not. It's different. You're like America, long day. They're not on that.
Bro,
Their security over there, all packing. They're ready to go.
Right.
But in the UK, bro, what's the worst they're going to do? This video is sponsored by Cranbrook Law, an award-winning immigration law firm. Their talented solicitors can help when any struggles arise regarding immigration law. They can help get you the visas they need. They can help get you the staff you need from any other countries. As you can see, the website is on the screen right now. So if you need anything to do with immigration law, message Cranbrook Law and let them help you. Whether you're looking to obtain a sponsor license, receive advice and guidance in relation to compliance and our civil penalties, or take advantage of our know-how and experience across a broad range of business visas, our talented and dynamic immigration lawyers are available to speak to you. Telephone numbers on the screen, emails on the screen, and hit the link in the bio if you need any help.
And that was it, bro. Yeah. So obviously, I'm doing security for like years at that venue now. But then, as you know, with like nightclubs and that, it's casual every weekend whenever the show's on, innit? So I'm like, I need something stable. And I'll never forget, like, I was working with my brethren, and he's like, I got a new job. I was like, what, doing what? He's like, driving prisoners around. So I've looked at him, like, what do you mean, like, driving prisoners around? And he's like, yeah, bro, like, look. And obviously, it was, like, with the bully van, Circle and that, you see them carrying man around. It was them. So I was like, raw, like, see what going in it, like, because I was a bit naive like that them times. I don't think of it like that. I was like, yeah, cool, let me go. And then all of a sudden I'm just driving around the country, going to different courthouses, literally the whole country now. And it was all right, but obviously because I'm a big guy, what started to happen was courts in different cities, they were requesting the big man. Like, can you send him up? Can you send him up here? So I'm going like, what, Manchester magistrates, all this kind of stuff like that. Like, but for me, you got to think, when you go and work in them courts, I've still got to get back to Bristol. So I'm getting home like 11, 12, midnight, and I've started at 6 in the morning now. I'm thinking, what? Like, nah, allow this. So I went court-based, but I was trying to juggle the security alongside it. It's a bit of a conflict, but because it wasn't public, like in the prison service, I could manage it, But then one night, like some brother he's from my ends, but I didn't know him like directly. I just knew of him, like, man like that. He must have come to the club, and then he got a cracking with some students, and then he ended up stabbing them outside.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like, and so I say lucky for me in this situation, when he did it, I was upstairs in the venue. Yeah. So when it comes to all of the staff doing statements and doing all this, I wasn't there, so I'm not witness. I didn't see nothing. Okay. But you got to imagine, these men are giving statements that's going to the court. The court I'm working in, fam. When he come to court for his hearing and all that stuff, I'm in the court, fam. Like nothing happened, but man see me. So imagine that. I'm giving evidence at my workplace on the stand.
Think you're on a snitch thing as well.
Do you know what I'm trying to say, bro? So I was like, nah, this is getting a bit too sticky, innit? So I had to just allow the security thing and then went in the courts.
What was it like in the courts?
See, the courts was active. Really? Even now, looking back, like, that I've gone into the prisons as well, the courts was serious, because what people don't realize about the courts now, it's low paid. So respectfully, if you got low salary, you're going to get a lower type of worker. That's just how it goes. It's business, isn't it? Yeah. So these people are not coming with military background and that. These are just people that maybe just working in boots, and now they're handcuffed to like someone that's just killed 3 people. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? The formula sounds nuts. That's mad. So the way the court works is when you do the manning. So let's say you got 10 courts. So you want 10 officers for that court. You want an officer to run the cells whilst they're waiting to go court. You want 1 officer in the control room. Then you got the manager, and then you got legal visits. So what? That's the stuff you got, boom. So imagine I go to court with a prisoner now, and then he starts kicking off, or she starts kicking off, because we dealt with all of them. And then I push for backup, but all my backup have a job to do. So they're in the courtrooms, they're in their court. So
they can't run out, can they?
So my backup is the manager and anyone that might have had a break in their court. So respectfully, I'm a big guy, I'm 6'4", over 25 stone. If I'm pushing the button for backup,
I need backup.
and I'm just getting my manager, like, do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, we was all good, like a tight-knit group, but let's look at safety now, let's be real. So it was going off, like, even at the courts, for some reason, Bristol...
Like the prisoners would kick off with you?
Bro, like, I think more so because of that, in the sense of they're thinking, you ain't no gov, you ain't, because people think the courts is a joke thing, innit? But, bro, we didn't have buttons, we didn't have parva, we didn't even have radios, so it was just us and handcuffs, like... So in the courts, it used to get a cracking, bro. And for me, like, when there's one-on-one, we're going to go, bro. Like,
what, they'd actually start having scraps and shit?
Bro.
To do what? Because they're not going to get out, bro.
Sometimes trying to escape, bro. Because
really?
not every courtroom is secure. Some of them literally, like this desk, you could just jump over, bro. Raggo, you could. And no one's going to stop you. You got security outside, but they're subcontracted. They're the security, look after the public. They're not ready for that. Yeah. The most, respectfully, I've done security, so I know how it goes, but the most they're doing is telling someone you can't bring that drink in here, fam. Now you got a murderer saying, move, I'm going to jail. Like, do you know what
you're shifting out the way.
Yeah,
you're
like,
shifting.
They take long. Even sometimes, obviously, you got to think we got like murderers for like when it's gang stuff. You got to think the victim's family that are gang members are in the public dock and they're telling us they're going to do this and that when we walk to go to the witness box. Security's not there, fam.
Really, what they're saying, what
Bro,
we do?
I've had to walk from the court dock to the witness box, past the family, the victim's family, bro. Yeah. And some of these man, obviously, they're in there, they're like, yeah, what? And you're thinking, brother, please don't do this, fam. There's like 20 of them in there, gang members, and it's just me and you, fam. I ain't got no nothing for you. Like, it's mad. But, like, to give you an example, like, the courts, the funniest one today, the funniest, like, wrap-up, like, I don't like to brag about it because obviously I don't like roughing people up, but it was the job, innit? It is what I had to do, innit? Like, at the end of the day, duty bound to keeping the streets safe. That's what they told you, know what I mean? Protecting the public, you know. I remember this one day now, I got up to the court, and then before the court starts, you come in before the judge and that, and then you take them out the back room to get searched. It's called the ante room. You go out the back and that. And I'm just, it's about 9:45. The court starts at 10 o'clock now.
Yeah.
Got in the court. I said, yo, brother, because I talk normal. I speak like this. I've never gone to work and switch it up like, sir, can you allow that? That's long. I'm not on that. So I say, yo, brother, yo, come, it's a quick search, yeah? So I'm in uniform, so my nose is not a G-Tech thing. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I was like, nah, fuck off. I'm like, oh, it's not even 10 o'clock, bro. Yeah, like, do you know what I mean? So I'm thinking, all right, cool. You want to play those games? Excuse me? No, my commercial voice. Who's the barrister? Whose client is this? The barrister stand up. I say, yo, can you speak to your client and tell him I need to search him? Otherwise, I'll tell the judge that he's holding up proceedings. Like, Carl, you're going to mess up my day. I'll mess up your day, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? So anyway, she told him he's got to come out and get searched now. So man's come out now. Man's in Timberland boots, bro, just adding for the effect. So I'm like, oh, my man's ready to go. Man got the Timbs on, you know. Searching, man. I'm looking up. This brother is tall, you know, fam. This brother is at least 6'7", fam. I'm thinking this is a long day. Like, man's already cussed already. It's 9:45 in the morning, cuz. So anyway, long story short, court's gone on. He's trying to get bail. It's a little tiny case, and he's just like, yeah, in and out. Judge has said, yeah, at the start, because when the judges give you their like verdict and that, usually they'll wait to the end to tell you what's going on. But this particular judge said, look, I'm going to tell you from now, you will not be leaving today. You will be going into custody. And then they expect you to sit there and listen to, man, don't want to hear that. I'm thinking I'm going to jail. So anyway,
fuck off.
Here's my man. So again, when I'm in the court, unless I had like a reason to, I didn't really sit too close to man like that because I'm a big guy. I don't want to be breathing on them. It's a stressful time. So I'm close enough to grab a man, you know, arm's reach, but I'm not on top of man. So anyway, I'm sat across from this brother, yeah. Just searched him, but I think we're cool now, innit? It's calm. He's just turned to me and he's obviously we're in a courtroom, so he's whispering, innit? He's like, yo, brother. I said, yo, what's up? You better get back up.
Swear to God.
Sat there, I'm like,
swear to God, they said that.
Yeah, he's like, you need to get back up. But these times, my ego now, because I'm young, bro. When I'm in the courts, I'm like 22, so I'm thinking, you don't know me, bro. What do you mean back up? Like, what? Like, really? Like, you really gonna do this? I'm like, relax, bro. He's like, you better push that button, bro. So I'm like, rah. So I'm just sat there now, innit? But my adrenaline's going. I'm thinking, cool, we're gonna go. But obviously I can't say it because we're in the courtroom, innit? So we're sat down, and we're having in the court, like, yeah, watch, bro, watch. So I'm like, cool. So I just start taking my tie off. I took my name badge off, took my pen out of my pocket, start putting everything away. I'm thinking, what's he doing in there? So anyway, judge has gone, yeah, you can stand. Said to him, yeah, you're going to jail, whatever. Take him down. My man stayed, sat down, bro. So obviously I'm like, yo, bro, come on, man, let's go. He's not moving, he's not doing nothing. So now I've gone close to him now, and I've just grabbed his arm and said, look, come on, let's go. Man just shrugged me off now, like, cool. And then he's turned to the chair in the corner, but these spinning chairs, they're screwed down to the floor, innit? Okay, but my man's gone to try to pick up to dash at me, innit? But I know it's screwed down, so I've just walked up to him, like, what's this guy doing, bro? What's he on? Bro, he's pushed me, yeah? And I've gone flying against the wall. I've heard the wall crack. Also, I'm a heavy guy, bro. So I'm thinking, I'm like, raw. So I'm chill, bro. But when I heard the wall crack, I'm like, nah, loud that. So I've just grabbed the brother and just say, yo, you really want to do this, bro? Because there's a thing, when you're in those kind of settings, for me, when I'm getting mad, louder business thing, I'm cussing you, innit? I'm Jamaican, fam. So I'm telling you everything. I say, yo, brother, you really want to do this? The man's like, yo, fuck off, rare. Bro, he spat in my face, bro, whilst I'm holding him.
Smashed him up.
Bro, I've just grabbed him now and just a little side sweep into the same wall that he pushed me into one time. I said, bro, you sure, bro? You sure? Yeah, bro, suck your mum. I'm in the courtroom, bro. Judge is still there, press is there, everything. I'm thinking, bro, this guy really wants to try me now. So I've literally grabbed him, put him on the bench now, because the bench, obviously, the glass over, so you can't see now.
Yeah.
So on the bench, I'm like, brother, bro, I'll mush you up, bro. Like, don't do this. I'm not the one, you know, bro. Trust me, I'm not the one. So I've picked him up now, lift him up. We got back in the courtroom now. And then when you go into the back room, because you've left the court, you feel like you're away from it, but you're just a door away, bro. I'm there like, bro, you think I'm some dickhead on road, bro? Do you think I'm like the victim in your case? Do you think that's me, bro? Like, it's not happening, you know? So me and him was just scrapping it out in the back room.
What, having a full-on scrap?
Yeah, bro. And then obviously restrained him now, innit? Yeah, slapped the cuffs on. And then I've just pushed it a frailer. I pushed the button, they were coming like, what's going on? Yeah, you started, innit? So take him now, enough.
You're probably shattered. Like, you're probably
bro, I'm sweating, bro. I'm red. Shirts on my shirt. But obviously I still got to go back into court. These times, I've gone back into the courtroom now to get the next person on that's in court, whatever. Judge has gone, look, officer, are you sure you're able to resume? I'm like, yes, Your Honor. Like, I'm good. Like, well, I heard you, and it doesn't sound like you're ready. I know what I've been saying to my man out there, so I'm thinking, Ross. Like, so the court seems to get on top because with jail, like, when you're in the jail, it is what it is. Once you get in those gates, it's a different world. Yeah. But you think you're in a courtroom, it's like a headmaster, bro. Like, these judges, they don't ramp, bro. Like, I've seen them tell man that are doing road works to stop their proceedings until they finish their speech. I've seen it, bro. Rago, like, well, that's when I was like, right, these judges are powerful, bro. Let me make sure I got my tie in tomorrow, bro. Like, you know, the one's there. So now the courts was active, it was busy, like, and I met a few rappers in the courts as well. That's interesting still. Probably the most high profile would be Tion Wayne.
Oh, for real, yeah?
Yeah, he went, I think it was 2017. He got caught up in the madness in Bristol. I think he was booked for some event and then it kicked off. And yeah, but even in that situation, they made an example out of him, bro. I'm not going to lie.
What happened?
So he's come down, he's performed, and then I think there was some kind of beef with someone from Bristol, and then maybe someone either in his camp or another artist that was on the billion. I don't know the other artists, but I know they was all there now.
Yeah.
But a bigger phrase kicked off outside. Barriers is going wild, throwing at the door, this and that. And then Tion just booted someone in the head on the floor. Like, I know that sounds mad, like, yeah, like you boot someone in the head, you should go to jail. But everybody on his case and like all the other people, like not even co-defendants, but people that were jointly charged and that, they all got suspended sentences, bro. And they were doing just as much as him. But
and what did he get?
He got, I think it was like 16, 18 months. Like, it sounds like a short bird, but at that time, he was just rising. Like, he was just getting his
principle as well. Why has everyone else got suspended and I've got this?
Yeah, like, literally, because even like when I went in there now, like, and I'm seeing the footage and I'm like, yeah, but where's everyone else? They're walking out and he's just, I got to take him down. But I think in his case, obviously, I don't know Tion and he might not say it like this, but I think jail worked for him in that sense because when he came out, he's not left the charts, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, he must have seen jail and think, what am I doing in here? And boom. But I wasn't in the jail at the time with him. I took him to the jail, like, and I was chatting to him and I was just saying to him, like, bro, this is your time. You got to charge up now. You got to, when you land, do whatever. But even in the tune, the Keisha Becky tune, the remix, he says a line is something like, I was on G-Wing, brocking man up, and then man's like, crud, and there's a lyric there. I think that was when he was in the jail that I took him to because there was money on his head, and that was the wing that he was on. So
they put money on his head?
Yeah, bro. Some Bristol man put money on his head, and then apparently he was getting it cracking in there. Still, I wasn't working at the time, so I don't know sort of what happened.
Factual, yeah.
But I know factually money was on his head, but I don't know what else was going down. But I heard that you see the clips, what he's doing at the moment. So in Dubai, he punched someone up the other day. Like, yeah, apparently he was getting it cracking still.
Wait, for real? They put peas on his head?
Yeah, bro. Like, the thing is, Bristol, people think Bristol's a farm thing, but Bristol gets it cracking sometimes, you know.
Everywhere does, bro. Everywhere's dangerous in its own right. Do
you know what I mean? I think Bristol is like, people have took the piss out of a long time and then they come down and then it just pops off. But yeah, man, a few. And then gonna pump some MPK.
Yeah.
And J Avalanche. So I see a few of them, but for me, especially coming from where I come from, like, obviously I listen to these lots of music. So as much as I'm still doing my job, like, man ain't corrupt in it, but
at the end of the day, you rate them regardless. Yeah,
like even Gunner, because obviously he's doing the drill. Well, before he was doing the drill thing and he was masked up, and I never forget, like, for some reason I recognized him in it, yeah. And I remember one day I've gone down to the cells now. I've cracked his door. I'm like, yo, Mr. What's his name? I said, yo, you Gunner? He's come off the bench fast. He's like, yeah, why? I was like, nah, I think I recognize you still. Nah, I got a belly on, bro. You don't recognize me. I was like, nah, it's you in it. So I was chatting to him and that. So he was telling me about his thing, but I think he got not guilty for that case, but caught a mad thing straight afterwards. And yeah, but it's the lifestyle, innit? know what I mean? It's one of them ones.
Guys, have you been thinking of move to Dubai? I've partnered up with Cranbrook Legal to make your experience so much easier. Literally, I got the main man from Cranbrook Legal right now to tell you how easy it is.
Guys, it's as simple as picking up the phone, giving us a call, and letting us get on with the business.
What, literally, one phone call?
Literally one phone call, a few documents, and we're there.
And then I just get up, fly to Dubai, and I ain't got to pay tax no more?
Yeah, you can come and see us. We'll take you out for a meal, show you Dubai, and then it's all up to you after that.
Bro, where do I sign now? You moved from court system to working inside the prisons. Why did you move?
So I got to deputy custody manager at the courts, and it was private sector. And I was just like, because these times, I think when I actually left, I was about 25, 26. So I was just like, 26. So I was just like, well, I'm too young to just stay here because the court is dead, bro.
Yeah,
like,
no, you can't do anything.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? And like, I had a good like working relationship with my boss, and it was like, if I want to get promoted, she's gonna have to leave her job, and it's not happening. So let me just come out of it, innit? So yeah, like, I chose to go to a jail that was like an hour and 10 minutes away from my yard because I was working local, and because of my family and all that, I thought, all right, here people know me, people recognize me, whatever. Let me just try branch out a bit, see if I can have a different experience, you know?
Yeah.
Bro, I got there and it was just pure man from Bristol and that, so everyone knew then already, like.
Same
but
shit.
It kind of helped in the sense of like, when you got other prisoners that see me, you know, got a fade, got a beard, speak a little bit of road and that, like, thinking, bro, is he gonna pattern the man them? Is he on things, yeah? But it helps in the sense that them Bristol man are like, they were like, nah, he don't do that. I knew him in courts, he's not on it, or his family such and such, but he don't do it. Like, because at the time, my dad as well, he made it clear to some people, like, yo, don't be ever trying to bring him involved in nothing. So my dad kind of protected me in that aspect. He made sure.
Did you enjoy working in the prisons? What did you enjoy more, courts or prisons?
Definitely the prisons.
Really?
It was because another thing with the courts, once their trial's done or their sentence is done, that's it. You don't see them again. So for me, like, I like to try and help people, and obviously from what I've seen, just to try and help the young ones, like, yo, don't get into this because it's long. It can mash up your life, man, effectively. But I just like, just helping the man them and trying to just support them when they come out. And obviously it's repetitive because people keep reoffending and that, but you just trying it. But the C-cut that I went to was actually mad, bro. Like, soon as I got there, it was like within the 3 months, they just reported me saying that I'm corrupt, saying that I'm speaking another language. Like, on one of the paperwork, it was like he does secret handshakes with prisoners. So what do you think? What do you think the secret handshake is?
I don't know.
Bro, touch man's fist.
What do you mean?
Fist bump.
Oh, just spudding someone?
Yeah, and they're like, secret handshakes. Bro, prison officers, civil servants, that's what they were saying. Yeah, man, secret handshakes, bro. So these times, like one time I got an email, some random email. It was like, hi, officer, blah, blah, I need to come see you for a chat. So, okay, I'm new, cool, say nothing. On the day man wanted to come see me, I'm like, yo, bro, I'm on the wing, I can't, like, you have to reschedule, like, I appreciate your offer, boom. Nah, the governor said you have to be there, don't worry about it. I'm thinking, what? Like, this is switched up, gone from a chat to governor said you have to be there. So I've gone there now. They took me to some old unused cell. A note take, yeah, like, so it's old, it's dated, but it's a cell. You could tell it's a cell, bro. Took me there, a note taker, and that started asking me, like, first question, what's your intentions on joining the service? I'm thinking, what, bro? Like, what are you talking about? He's asking me a whole heap of questions, like, saying, yeah, like, apparently your parents have been in the system, like, you know that the policy states that you're not allowed to be in contact with anybody that's been to prison or anyone's on probation. Yeah, that's what it is for the staff. And I'm like, so what? Don't chat to my parents now? Like,
that's really the system. So you can't talk to no one who's ever been in prison. No
one that's been to prison, no one that's currently in prison. I can't speak when you're working there. Yeah, you can't chat to no one. So I'm like, so I said to man, and then it was like, especially on social media. So again, I'm vexed now on it. So I'm like, cool. You really want to see how far you're going with this? I said, hold on. So you want me to delete my mom from WhatsApp? And he was like, well, yeah, it falls in the criteria. I said, you're mad. I picked up my keys and put them on the desk. I said, yeah, take the job then, innit? If that's what you're on, allow that. Yeah. I said, I've been in the system now for like nearly 5 years. I worked in the Crown Court. Like, I got a commendation from a judge. Like, it's just, at the time, I thought it was an idiot thing. I thought, what's this? To go stand up in front of the judge, shake his hand, get this scroll and all this kind of stuff with a High Court sheriff. Like, someone tried to escape, so they gave me an award for it. But growing up where I'm from, I don't know what that means, bro.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna
just doing your job.
Yeah, like, you know, and obviously it happens to loads of people. So I'm thinking, I'm a decorated officer. Then what are you talking to about what's your intentions? Like, I ain't done nothing. Yeah. I'd understand if it was a case of, you've been leaving doors open or you've been leaving notes.
You've been fucking about, basically.
Yeah, like, so that happened now, and then my mum was like, "Oh, I'll do my report, whatever." And they come back and said, "Yeah, we got no concerns over you." Because I actually said in the meeting, Rago, I said to the note taker, "Make sure you write this down. If I wanted to come in here and be dodgy, yeah, I would just ring my family and ask them for a package. That's what I've had to come from. And now you're telling me that I want to come here to do stuff in your little shitty jail. Yeah. Like, you need to know who you're talking to." And the guy's like, "Oh, do you really want that on record?" I said, "I don't care, I don't business." So anyway, they said, "Yeah, we know you're not corrupt now." Boom. But it didn't stop there, you know. Like, when I'm working, staff, like, I walk into the room and they're like, "Oh, here he is, like the undercover officer." I'm like, "What do you mean?" Like, "Yeah, you're a prisoner, man. You talk just like prisoners. You're like a fake gangster, innit?" I said, "What are you talking about, bro?" Like, what? And like, obviously, I'm at work, so I'm trying to hold it down, you know? Like, these little idiots chucking at me. I'm thinking, brother, if we was on road now, it would just be long for you. Do you know what I mean? So that's going on, like, and even with the prisoners, like, they knew, because with the prisoners now, they've been in there. They know what officers are doing. So when I'm out on the landing, they're just following me. Like, I remember one day, we're just at the pool table, just chilling, chatting. So we're chatting now, and all of a sudden, the officer comes out and just stands next to us. Don't say nothing, just stands there, and then you find out we're talking about EastEnders, bro. I love EastEnders, fam. I think I said something about EastEnders, and then she was like, "Oh, you're talking about EastEnders?" I was like, "Yeah." Oh, and went straight back in the office. So I come in to check. They're all sat in the office. Oh, what's he talking about with them? What are they doing? Because see me, I sit on the sofa with them. I'm like, what cameras is there? I'm in uniform. What do you want me to do? Stand on my feet for like 12 hours? Allow that, bro. Do you know what I mean, bro? Like, I'm on camera, so you can't say I'm doing nothing dodgy. You get me?
Yeah.
So things like that. And even when I was on the exercise yard, because this one jail I was at countryside, so the exercise yard wasn't no concrete thing. It was like trees and fields and that. But you had to stand at the top of the gate, because that's where they get parcels thrown over, innit? That was the main spot.
Okay.
So I never forget now. I'm there, and the CCTV camera is always on the fence. Even on induction, we get shown, this camera's for the fence, unless you say, "What's this?" and it will move, whatever. Bro, a prisoner's talking to me, just reasoning with me. He's on exercise, doing laps, whatever. The camera's turned to us, and it's there for the whole time. Straight half an hour, the camera's just on us. It got to the point, I'm saying to the prisoners, I'm like, "Listen, don't come and talk to me, because you might get ghosted out tomorrow. They might think you're involved in something." Because they was moving reckless with me, fam. Like, even when you ring in the numbers to do the roll check and stuff like that, like, I'm ringing up, it's officer such and such, just want to do the numbers for blah, blah, blah. Cool. I get to the gatehouse, like, an hour later, we're finishing. "See, when you phoned earlier, I thought I was a prisoner on the phone. I thought we had to escape." I'm like, do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, some dumb shit, bro. Like, and like, obviously, man had a bag and it, like, "Oh, you're lucky about to go on a robbery." Bro, I couldn't do anything there. It's winter time. I got my jacket on and I got my gloves now, walking around. And I wouldn't want to bump into you now. You look at you dressed like that. I'm wearing the same uniform as you, bro.
Yeah, for real.
The only difference is that you're white, I'm black. That's the reality, because there's nothing. I've gone through the same training as you. We're in the same boat, but that's what he was going on me. So I had to leave that jail, man. I went into probation. But even when I went to probation, this is the first time sort of my family stuff sort of came to affect my work, sort of thing. So you think at this point, I've been 4.5 years at the court. When I'd left that CCAT prison, I'd been there for just over a year. So altogether now, 5.5 years in the system, boom, accolades, whatever. I'm at this place now. I've told the manager, like, this is my family history, but also it's kind of my selling point with the job. What you lot are trying to promote about rehabilitation, I'm living proof that, look, not everyone will follow. Yeah, get me? So it's all good. I'm doing the role now. Then like, you got to do the vetting. So it's like, when you work in a police station, it's like,
check you.
Yeah. Let her come back now. You're a risk to yourself, the public, and the organisation. So I'm like, what? So my manager's like, wow. Yeah, you're gonna have to move offices. You can't work here. I'm like, what? I'm thinking, what do you mean? Like, what's this? So I was like, nah, I'm appealing this. He's like, nah, no one's ever managed to overturn that. Like, I said, what do you mean? Like,
I've not done nothing. No.
Yeah,
I've been in the system 5-6 years now.
Yeah, so I've appealed it now, and I said, yeah, I ain't come back to work till this come back. They're like, what do you mean? I said, if I'm a risk here, I'm a risk there. So if that's what you're on, whatever. So obviously I've appealed it to like the superintendent and that, and obviously got overturned. But that was when I was just like, raw, is this what they're really on? Like, I've done all this for you, and then now you just throw that around.
In their head, they don't believe it. In their head, you're involved.
Yeah, literally.
In their head, they're thinking, brother, how has this guy got 2 criminal parents, and you're good? Nah, no chance.
Literally,
no. But you know what? Listen, to them, you're a statistic.
Yeah.
You're a number, and I'd say 90% of people with parents like yourself, mum, dad, involved in that world, don't turn out good.
Yeah.
So in their eyes, you're just a number. That's all it is. You're a statistic. And they're thinking, we're not dealing with it. And it's wrong. It is wrong, of course, but to them, they're just doing their statistics. That's it. That's all it is. Their numbers game.
And that's the harsh reality. That's the pill I had to swallow, because it's like the whole point of doing this job is the opposite of that. But so I was like, cool, just worked there for a bit, and I was missing the jail in it. So I was like, yeah, let me go back to the jails, man. I just missed it, man. I was institutionalized. I missed like the gates, like just being there, because as much as obviously the courts was all rough, all that, when in the jail, it was good, man. And, you know, just see that, like, people say that prison's meant to be hard and this. Nah, I don't believe in that, man. Prison ain't meant to be hard, because at the end of the day, if you cage an animal up, when you open that cage,
What's go mad?
Madness. So if we're trying to help people and make them see the way they got to change in that, treat them like they're normal, bro.
Do you see dramas in prison?
I've seen pure mad thing. Like, people just, I see people slicing up their wrist and neck because they just want a vape, or they want a can of tuna from next door.
Slicing up their own self to get a vape.
Bro, there's some, like, it's so, like, casual in the sense of they'll push the cell bell now, so you'll go and check them now.
Yeah.
Open the flap, it's like lock up or whatever. Oh, next door said he got a cap for me, but it's patrol. Got a cap as a vape cap.
Okay,
so they just swap the caps.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's patrol state. Once it's patrol state, lock up, bang up. No door can get open. That's authorized. I'm not gonna ring up for a vape. It's just, otherwise we're doing it for the whole wing. Yeah. All right, cool. Watch this. Like, yo, just relax, man. Relax, bro. Man, I'll pull out the blade and then just start doing it in front of you. Rago.
And what do you do?
Well, I'm not allowed to bust the door because they got a weapon in their hand now. So I'm now ringing Oscar One, like the manager, and saying, yo, this is what's happening. He wants, all right, just wait, just go get healthcare, but then we'll get over it and then we do it eventually, innit? But that's what man are doing. Man are just cutting up for no reason.
What about the hot water and sugar thing? Or the oil and all that stuff?
Yeah, so like, I've only seen that a few times.
That's tapped.
Yeah,
bro. I'm hearing people's faces peel off and shit.
Bro, but do you know what it is though when man are doing that as well? Like, you got to think, you filled up a bucket or whatever. When you're lifting that up, don't drop that on yourself, you know what I mean? So it's a mad thing. Like, I've seen someone try kettle, like, it's a funny story now. So I know of this guy from the community, innit, yeah? So it's one of the young G's. He was in the jail, and it was one of the oldest, so like, old school, been about, but still got respect in that, whatever. Mm-hmm. But like, they're from opposite postcodes, so they had a bit of passa or whatever. And then apparently the older one must have just violated him in front of the server, in front of everyone. The next day, the young G tried to kettle him. Bro, this young G's quite short, innit? Like, I want to say it, 5 foot. So, bro, he couldn't reach my man to kettle him. Like, he's tried to lift the kettle up, and as he's lifting it to try and kettle him, he's poured it all over the floor. So he just slipped and just... And you think you're in jail, like, bro, like, it's just, yeah, it's a madness.
Like, some of the stories I've heard in jail are tapped. What would you say the worst thing you've ever witnessed in jail is?
Worst thing, I see someone open up their wrist in front of me. Like, I know it revolves around the self-harm, but I don't know how somebody could do that to themselves.
Badly?
That, bro, like, I'm pretty sure I saw man's bones. Like, obviously, I haven't seen him when he's done. I've seen the aftermath. He's just there, just sat there on the side of the bed, arm out in front of him, and you can just see it. And you can see the blood's pumping in his wrist, and he's just digging it away. Bro, do you know what he had in his hand? I don't know if he obviously didn't use that to cut, but do you know what he had in his hand? A pen, bro, like a biro, and he's digging it around in his arm.
Oh, bro.
And that's what I think.
What was that over?
Bro, what do you think? A vape cap.
All over vapes?
Bro, the vapes, because obviously you can't smoke in jails now, innit? For years now, but the vapes is just what everyone wants. Like, it's crazy, bro. But the jails, like, man are doing anything. They'll clean a man's whole cell for a vape cap. And when I say a vape cap, that's only like, I don't smoke, but let's just say the vapes, when it's full 100%, yeah, the vape might have like 2% left in it. There's nothing left in the vape, but man are just, for 2 tokes, man are just clean up man's cell and that. Like, it's nuts, bro. Like, it's going off. But for me, I'll be honest, I think I had a very unique and different experience compared to a lot of my colleagues. Because not even from people that knew of me from Bristol, with a lot of prisoners, they knew that I was from the roads. They can just tell the way I carry myself, because this is the thing. People might think that I might be putting on how I speak. Anyone can put on the voice, but you can't make it last.
Yeah.
You get me, bro. Like,
listen, in jail, people are gonna clock that it's fake or clock that it's real.
Yeah, like, where are you from? Where are you talking like that from? Then, do you know what I mean? So these times they knew that, yeah, cool, man's about it. So I don't think it's a fear thing. I think it was a respect. Like, even when I was on the landings, man would like make it clear, like, yo, don't be fighting, don't be doing that when big man's on, you know. Don't be mashing up his job, you know. Like, so I have to rate the man then for that. Do you know what I mean? They didn't have to do that. They're in jail, do whatever. So Yeah, they always used to show me love and respect, like in a sense of when you're doing the job, it's hard enough. So if you got prisoners that are making it hard for you, do you know what I mean? Like that's why a lot of officers are stressed because they will impact your life. I've seen colleagues where people are sending cars to the house, and they're coming into work because even the prison won't even protect you. Like I seen a case where they had a Range Rover pulled up to their yard, knocked on their door, yo, you better behave when you're at work, you know, cause Mr. Such and Such ain't happy. I heard it, I was there, bro. This it was bad. It was crying.
Remember, there's some powerful brothers inside.
Yeah, but the jail didn't even move this brother.
There's some powerful people inside,
bro. Like,
did you enjoy working there?
Yeah, I loved it because at the end of the day, I'm not doing the sentencing. I'm not Mr. Justice. Yeah, that's all done.
I'm
just
to make sure they have a good time and make sure it's done correctly.
Yeah, and make them do what they got to do. Because I used to tell them and them straight. I would sit with them. I would tell them straight. Like when they're saying, "Yo, let us out 2 minutes later. So we need to bang up 2 minutes later, yeah." Like all this stuff. I'd be like, bro, all right, what about this morning, bro? Like you took ages. Like, so should I take that time off? Like I'll check them on them. Because at the end of the day, real is real, innit? You get me? So that's how I used to work with them like that. And I would do little things like, even like one thing in jail, that's a problem, is the showering.
Okay.
So
I heard people get stabbed up in there and everything.
Bro, like it's all sorts in there. There's no cameras in there, innit? For obvious reasons. Yeah. And even with that, like you might see someone go in there and they've come out and they're mash up. You cannot nick the person. You can put a nicking in, but it's gonna get thrown out because there's no evidence. But you know that 2 people got in, one's mash up, whatever. But even hygiene, no, because not every wing and not every jail has showers in the cell.
Yeah.
So for example, when I was at this BCAP, bro, a man is telling me that they haven't had a chance to shower for like 2-3 days, bro. Like, cause they can't, bro. There's not enough time. Like, it's 23-hour bang up is stiff. Yeah. So like, even me, like, see, yeah, you might say that I'm too friendly for doing this, but on the wing, and it was anybody, if you come up to me on the shift, you say, yo, big man, like at lunch, like, can I get a shower? Like, so for example, when you're doing the landings, you'll do maybe 1 or 2 landings at a time to get food. So like, for example, if he's on the freeze landing, I'll say, cool, go get your food. Then when I'm doing the 4s, I'll pop your door, you go have a shower. I'll do that for them, man. And go, bro, it's a basic thing, bro. Yeah. It's a shower. And then in the day, if you take the piss, it'll take it away from you. Like, at times when I'll let someone have a shower, and all of a sudden they're downstairs with the man there, and I'm like, bro, what you doing? Like, so that's when you know, like, nah, he's taking a piss. But things like that, I think that's why they respect me, because I'm not gonna gatekeep a shower, bro.
You need some things. There's limits as well. They're humans, bro. You need to remember, bro. Like, listen, some people have just made mistakes. Yeah. Why is my man not allowed to a shower for a mistake he made?
Do you know what I'm trying to say, bro?
And some people inside are innocent. You need to remember that. Not every single person in prison is guilty.
Exactly. But do you know what the biggest issue that I've seen from working there? Like, it's the racism inside the prisons. It's real. Like, for real. I've worked at 3 jails now, so obviously you got to think that CCAT I went to, where they were moving like that with me, I'm not the type of person who was like, after that, let me just go, let me just leave. I was like, nah, let me stay in it. So since then, I've done 3 jails and then 2 probation officers. And I've seen, like, bro, like, even interaction... It's not even just with black people, so it's just any other race. Like, when they're articulating themselves, it's, oh, he had attitude, oh, he was aggressive, or he was... And I'll be sat there like, what?
He didn't do nothing.
Like, literally, like, bro, even the stats, bro, there was a report that come out, like, I think it was like last year's report. Obviously, they're rolling out Parva spray in it across the jails now. Deep this now. So in the 2023 stats now, there's about 83,000 prisoners in England and Wales. And then out of that percentage, 12% is black, and I think it's about 27, 28 is non-white. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So out of that population, the statistics, 41% of all Parva incidents were black. Wow. How do you justify that, bro?
Yeah, that's bullshit.
And I've seen the attitudes towards anybody that's non-white in the jails. Yeah. So for me to have seen that and then read that statistic, bro, it's all there, bro, and it's not gonna get any better. Like, even where there's a lot of Muslim brothers, like, I've seen them be served pork. Like, don't get me wrong, obviously the officers are not the ones that are dealing with the food, but when a man's coming to you and saying, yo, there's pork in my food, I'm Muslim, you need to, your response is, you need to,
oh, let me sort that out for you.
Do you know what I mean? Like, have some manners. Like, man are like, yeah, all right, well, I'll go, whatever. And the man's getting vexed, and they're like, yo, you do that again, I'll bang you up. I'll nick you. Like, bro, I'm trying to say, I've said to my colleagues, like, this brother has a way of life. He's been following Islam for like, what, 20, 30, 40 years, and he's never touched pork. And in this moment, something not even by choice, he's been given that, and you're telling a man to calm down. He's not in the office and he's run out of ink.
Yeah,
like, do you know what I'm trying to say, bro? This is real life.
That's his lifestyle. That's his belief.
You get me? And like, obviously, when we're working in this job, we're not robots, we're not superheroes. But at the end of the day, we've got training, bro. So you're meant to act in a certain way. And I think
it comes down to a lot of people's ego. Do you know what it is? People go in there, and you got to remember it's like boxing. You leave your ego at the door. Yeah, same with that. It's the same situation. You leave your ego at the door. You go in, you do your job, and you leave. A lot of people go in there, and you can't talk to me like that. You're in prison. I'm not.
Literally,
you're here to. You're not. It's not about prison. It's about you here to do a job. And the thing is that easier you make their life, they're gonna make your life easier as well.
Yeah, and that's it. And even with that, like, I've seen when I've been in the prison now, because you think obviously because my mom went in jail and like my family been in jail when I get letters and that. So that bit of empathy, I know what it's like when you're waiting for a letter from your family or when you're writing someone. Like I remember when my mom was in jail, like I'd write something to her and then like she'd respond and it would be like a week later or 2 weeks later and she'd be talking about something. I'd be like, yo, that was ages ago, like, you know. Yeah. But then when I got into the jails, I started to clock it. So when the post comes, like, and obviously I've only worked at 3 jails, so I'm not going to say it's the whole jail thing, but from what I've seen, the post will be there and they're not going to hand it out. It can't be bothered. Obviously, like officers have got a lot on because they're busy. There's loads of stuff. But at the end of the day, there's a bit of laziness that creeps in. Like, man, I'm not deep in. That's someone's daughter or their mum. Like, that's a letter they need to hear.
Waiting for that all week or all whatever it is.
Bro, the prisoners ask every day.
For real.
Like, and to the point where when I was in this CCAT, like, because when you're in the prison, like the timetable, so in your shift, there's morning period, afternoon, evening, and then nights. So obviously, depending on how long your shift is, you're on the segments, innit? So like, I'll be like, what shift do you want tomorrow? And I'll be like, oh, I'm in at lunchtime. Cool, when you come in from lunch, can you make sure you get the post, please? I'm waiting for something for like a week. Like, how is that a sentence that man's saying to me? And you're waiting for it. Like, I never forget one time, this brother, I've delivered the post now, and he's come out the door and he's just cussing. I'm thinking, what? Like,
yeah, chill out.
Yeah, he's like, who handed out the post? Who handed the post? Like, yo, what going, bro? Like, normal, like that. Like, what's up? I've got this 3 months too late, rare. And I'm like, what?
3 months?
Bro, he showed me this paper, yeah. It was from a solicitor, and it was something to do with his business. He was selling his business, but he had 28 days to make a decision on something. 3 months late, fam.
Raw.
And I couldn't, in that moment, I'm gonna say, brother, I just handed it out. I don't know how that's taken so long, but bro, these are real life things. Like, how is that a thing? 3 months late, bro.
Yeah, that's fucked.
Like, it's so
and
much.
with the letters, for example, yeah? Let's say I write a letter today, send it to prison. What's the process? It gets checked, right?
Yeah, so it gets checked, but depending on what prison it is, it will either get checked by like an OSG, which is operational support grade. That's like, they're not officers. They're doing the radios and that kind of stuff. So either get checked by them, or if it's like a higher category, or like this prisoner's under public protection, it will get checked by like security department and that.
So they'll open it, check it, read it.
Yeah, open it, read it. So then when you get it on the wing, you don't need to read it because before it's got to you, it's been checked.
So how long does it take before it gets to the wing?
Realistically, a normal post be checked and that, it should be there within a week. Like depending on what day it is, weekend, all that kind of stuff. Bro,
so how the fuck did it take 3 months?
Because they just leave it in there. They'll just leave it
in the room.
And what they'll do is, so for example, if I'm on if I'm on the morning shift and I can't be bothered to do it, I'm like, cool, I leave it for afternoon stuff. Afternoon staff come on. What, the post hasn't been done? Because it should be done in the morning.
Fuck them, I'm leaving it for morning staff to do it again.
And then it just goes cycle. Like, and that's it. And then you just get, just passing the buck. Like, it's mad. Like, and I think the problem with the prison service now, a lot of officers are there for the wrong reason. Like, obviously, you got the pension, you got all that kind of thing there. Like, a lot of officers have been there and think, yeah, I've done my time. They're happy to just chill. They don't care about rehabilitation. And, like, even the promotions in there, like, you'll hear officers talking about promotions, but it's, for example, if you're the standard as an officer is a landing officer, a wing officer, unlocking it, all of that. They'll apply for any promotion because it gets them off the wing because they don't want to deal with the man. People like mental health and that, like, go sick, and then like all of a sudden they got a promotion. Like, it's crazy, bro. Like me, like I tried so many times to get promoted. You got to think now. Obviously, I've left now, but you think 8 years in altogether, not one promotion, bro.
You
like,
never got promoted 8 years.
No, obviously in the courts.
Yeah,
but,
not the courts, but the prison.
But like proper things, bro. Like no promotions. Like, don't get me wrong. Like I've had points where they're like, yeah, you should go for this. I'm going to do this, but it don't happen. It don't happen because, bro. Obviously, I'm outspoken. I say how it is. I'm not a yes man. Like, and I'm not sleeping with anyone in there. Because that's the thing in there.
Well, that makes a big difference.
Bro, they're sleeping with each other, all of them. I'm hearing mad parties, like they're having orgies and that. And bro, what? I'm hearing mad stories, bro. Like, they're going reckless. Like, bro, at the end of the day.
What, the prison guards?
Yeah, with each other. Bro, they're moving mad and they're beefing each other and this and that.
Question. We saw what happened recently, yeah? The prison guard, the girl chopping her brother.
Everyone loves that one, yeah.
Is that what really goes down?
Obviously, I've never seen it, but yeah, it does. It does.
Actually gets cracking.
Bro, like, this is the thing here. As an officer, it's so easy to be corrupt because you know the rules, you know what's going on, bro. If you're in the evening, like you're working in the evening now, it's just you on your own until night staff come. Prisoners know that, so that's why they do certain things, whatever. So when it's gone bang up and everyone's behind the door now, it's just you until night staff come. So realistically, you've got a few hours to do what you want to do, and this is the way they can get around it. So when night staff come, the keys are locked up. You're not allowed to bust the door unless it's been authorized. Okay. So you'll get a key pouch that's got a seal on it, and you only have to open that seal if you've got authorization. But before the night staff come, that officer doesn't have that kind of key pouch because they've been on from the day, so they could bust the door and no one would know. So no one would know. Do you know what the most common time when they find stuff out? And this is bad, fam. So you have suicide watch, yeah. See, it's important, man. Even if you think someone's like faking it, whatever, you check your things, make sure you're on it because it could be that moment. You know what I mean? Like you know. Coroner's court, that's mad, bro. So sometimes some officers won't do any checks, and then you'll get some prisoners, yeah. They will in the morning. They'll be like, "Who was working last night?" A prisoner, You're thinking, "Who are you talking to? What do you mean who's working?" I'm like, "Why? What's up?" I didn't get checked at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 2:30. So obviously you got to follow through with that, innit? You tell it, whatever. So when the CMs, the managers, when they go and check the cameras,
that's when they clock you.
They're thinking, "Oh, what were they doing then? Where were they?" That's how they get caught in that. But
how come you left the prison system? Because you're only here today because, let's be real, you can't tell this story if you were still working in the prison.
Well, yeah, it's true. Like, I wanted to talk about my experiences for years, but I've always been, like, you can't speak about nothing when you're in there, anything that will just, like, bring the service into disrepute. But, so basically, 3 jails in now, done the courts, done probation. I'm about, innit? Like, I'm not even 30 yet, but I've done a lot. So, I'm like, cool. My wife now, she got a new job, so they was like, yeah, we need to move. And then it was like, do you know what? Let's relocate. Let's actually just move completely, like from Bristol. So I was just like, yeah. I said to them, look, I need to move, man. Like, just transfer me somewhere. It can be done, whatever. And then 1 month up, and at the same time, I'm a good officer. Yeah. So it's not like
anyone's gonna want me. Kind of
do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, so there was that. But let me just pause for a second. Let me just go back slightly. So I had something happen in my personal life now that I declared to them. Yeah, because again, being a good officer, I'm declaring everything to you. Something I could have done behind the scenes, but I've told them. But they said to me, "Yo, you can't come into work till that's done." When other people have had situations, they'll tell them, "Yeah, you go work in admin, you go do this, you go do that." But you see me now, don't come nowhere near, don't come in. I'm thinking, what? Are you moving reckless, bro? Like, and then there was an incident before, because this is a bit jumbled, but like a couple of weeks before, there was a prisoner that was refusing to move, and then the governor came on the wing. And this governor now, younger guy, tight clothes and that. One of them people that's a governor, but they still think that they're on the wing and that, innit? Bro, he's gone. I'm standing at the door, so I'm guarding the door basically. And the guy can't come out, no one's going in. He's coming to me, yeah, move, I'm going in. I was like, what? Like, you sure? I said, do you want me to go? Nah, you stand outside. So I'm like, cool.
No problem, do your thing, brother.
All I see through the flap is the governor put hands on the prisoner to restrain him. Obviously, I don't know if that officer's got training. I don't know what he's on. But from my understanding, it's only officers that are doing that work, innit? Yeah. So he starts gripping it with his brother. He must have thought he was strong because this prisoner's overpowering him now. But I'm stood there. I'm thinking, bro, like,
you've told me not to get involved.
Yeah, you told me to stand there. Yeah. So and all of a sudden, we're getting here now. Then so
now you want me? Huh?
Yeah. Like, so I've gone in the cell now, and then we're just gripping with my man, bro. Out of nowhere, my man's picked out a blade. I don't know where he's got this from. He's just pulled out a blade now. Bro, see me? It must have been the courts and that dog heart that come out. I just grabbed his wrist now, and I remember just moving, quick, running, like think like a rhino. I just move. The brother's hit his head off the wall, conk. Blades dropped out his hand. He's crying. Oh, in healthcare now. Situation done. Like, so for me, I'm like, what? But then I remember thinking, I've been in the system 8 years now, and that's never ever happened. Yeah. Like, I'm at this jail now, and I've only been in this jail for like 5-6 months now. Bro, I know they got cut up because the governor wants to try out like a bad man or something like. So this jail's pissing man off anyway. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, when they told me stay away and that, I was just like, nah, what am I doing this for? Like, I knew that the system wasn't built for people like me where I come from, but I thought, you know what? After all this, that's how you're doing, man. So I said, yeah. So they told me to come back. So I was like, I ain't coming back yet. I know the policies, innit? So I just waited for a little bit. I said, yeah, you need to get me a transfer, innit? These times they're like, nah, I could take 6 months to a year and all this and that. So I'm like, what do you mean, bro? The policy's there, just let me move, innit? There's, nah, I could take a long time to come back in and do this and that. So I played the game and I played the system. I've been there long enough. I know the policies and that. And you can't touch me because my work is clean, you get me? Yeah. So I just said, you know what? Allow this. I was getting married as well when all this was going on. I was like, it was like a couple months before my wedding.
So you're stressed.
Yeah, and I'm telling them like, yo, I'm getting married. Like, come on, man, like, what's going on? And then as well, whilst this is going on, one of my cousins landed in the jail as well. So all this stuff that's happening behind the scenes, I'm holding it down because I'm like, it's working, allow it. Then when I asked them for something, they said no. And obviously these times, you can't tell anyone, like colleagues and that your family's in prison. Like, you just can't, because the way they speak about prisoners and their views on prisoners
is different.
So you then say, yeah, my family, they already don't trust me because I'm me. So now let me add to the mix. This family member has been there, all this kind of stuff. It's not going to work, innit? So my cousin's in there now, but I don't deal with him, innit? He's a drug user. He's not like the rest of us. He's just gone the other way. He's landing on the wing and he's telling the man them, yeah, I'm related to Big Man. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, this is long. This is embarrassing, bro. Like, but luckily enough, the man them's like, you ain't related to him. Look at you. Like, you mad. You wish. Yeah. So I'm just like, yeah, cool, we ain't related, whatever. So I've said to them, listen, you got to move him now. He needs to be gone. Like, I'm at work. Like, they're going to mash him up just because he's always in debt and that. Like, and what am I meant to do now? Like, that's just a conflict there. 5 days it took them to move him.
It's taking a piss.
5 days. Man's telling me, oh, because you don't tell anyone, like, we can't really put nothing on the system. I'm like, so? That's what conflict of interest is there for.
Yeah.
I guarantee if a prisoner slapped up a governor, he would never set foot back in that jail again.
Yeah.
Whether people knew or not. They can do stuff, bro. So I was like, you know what? I've done too much here. You lot taking a piss at me. So when all that happened with work and they wouldn't transfer me, I said, you know what? I'm done. Even their man was like, what? Are you sure? Like, I said, yeah, I'm done with it. Forget it.
So what are you doing now?
So now, I'm working with offenders still, but privately. So I'm not bound by all that kind of stuff. It's kind of like a support worker kind of thing. So I'm still in the scene because I like to help people.
But you're
That's
not
why
in
I do
prisons?
Nah. Completely private. No prison stuff. No MOJ. Nothing like that. I'm just done with it, bro. Like, and that's why now, so we linked up with you. I just want to get stuff cracking now.
So what is it you want? What is your plan? What's your plan?
So my plan is just to speak about my experiences, not only just in the prisons, but in my upbringing. Like, because there's too many youth just like me that have gone through, but they ain't getting opportunities. And I just want to show them that, look, even though I've had some negative experiences, you can still do what you want. Like, don't let the system hold you back and tell you this and that. Like, because so I've been on the TikTok, like I made it my page about a week ago now. I think I got like 250,000 views in a week. Like, it's TikTok, but I think, yeah, that's decent. Do you know what I mean? And even then, I'm getting bare comments. People are like, why are you speaking like a roadman? Shut up. Why are you speaking like that, you mug? And it's like, I'm cool. I've been in prisons. Like, no one can't say nothing to me. I don't care. But it's like, if I was dark skinned, you'd be telling me to go back to my country. But because I'm fair skinned, why are you talking like them for? Why are you talking? But that's what it is in this country. That's what it is. I'm just trying to show the people that, look, what?
So you want to tell your story on social media?
Yeah.
Well, obviously you've come to the right place for that.
Do you know what I'm saying?
You've definitely come to the right place for that. But what is it you want to do? Do more like talks and stuff?
Yeah, just speak on my experience and like kind of like motivation, positive.
More like a mentor.
Yeah, because at the same time, like, no disrespect, but we know that in our communities, a lot of people can't read and write because education, a lot of people don't take it serious, that kind of stuff. So even in the prisons, I've seen situations where people are getting dealt with wrongly and they can't complain because they don't know how to read and write. Like, so just not to say I want to teach people like English skills and that, but I just want to just teach people the way, like, look, this is how you present yourself. This is how we can do this. This is how we can become more powerful and actually let people know, look, we're represented too. You get me?
Fair play, bro. Listen, the only way that's going to happen is through hard work, sharing your story out there. TikTok's one of the best places to do it, I'll be real with you. TikTok's amazing for social media, for pushing it. And you've done 250,000 views in a week. That's mad. That's mad.
Fully
and that's
gassed.
probably without you even pushing.
Yeah, literally.
Like, it's social media is the way forward. And listen, you got a good story. You've lived, like I said to intro it, you've seen it all, you ain't done it all. Which is it's the best thing about it, because you're not sat here saying you're a gangster. You're saying, look, I've seen it all. Yeah. I've seen everything from start to finish. I didn't do it. And I think that's what makes your story special, because I've had plenty of ex-criminals on here. You're on the other side. You've kind of like, you're not a criminal, but you're involved with the criminals. It's a weird one.
Yeah.
But it's something different, bro. It's different and it's good. That's what people want to see.
And that's it. And do you know what? Sometimes, like, my experiences and the way that I might react in life, You can't train that.
No, definitely.
You can't. And even, for example, I seen one of my old head of years from high school. I seen him about a few months ago, and he's working at a referral unit. You know, the kids when they get kicked out of school and whatnot. He said, "Yo, what you up to now?" And I said, "Yo, I'm a prison officer." And I was gassed. I was like, yeah. He's like, "What? You're a prison officer?" I said, "Yeah." He's like, "Come chat to the youths. Come talk to them." Like, so I was like, "Yeah, say nothing." So I went in there and spoke to them. I was fully gassed. But even when I went back to the jail, because I had to ask permission, obviously, to the governor and that, I said to my manager, "Yeah, I did that last week." He's like, "What?" He goes, "You know, we've got people that are qualified that actually go and do that." And that's, I'm like, see what I mean? Like, you don't need to be qualified to speak on struggle, bro. Like, you're going to get someone with a textbook to tell them what. And that's why I was like, nah, do you know what?
You know, in school, I always say, like, I had a business teacher. And one question I always used to say to my business teacher, I was like, if you're so good at business, why don't you start a business? Yeah, I'd much prefer to talk to a business owner than a business teacher. Why am I talking to someone who thinks they knows it, but someone who ain't done it?
Exactly.
You've done it. You've seen it all. I'd much prefer to take advice from you than someone who thinks they can tell me.
Exactly. And then that's it, bro. Like, so yeah, man, I'm just excited to see what happens and see what can come next.
Listen, that's what it's always about, man. You go with the flow. You just take it as it comes. Whatever comes, comes. If it don't come, it don't come.
That's it, man.
Listen, is there anything else you want to talk about?
Nah, I think we covered it all, you know.
100%, my bro. But listen, one thing I will say, we've probably talked about 10% of your story. Yeah? Let's be real, you've probably got hundreds more stories. You've done 7 years in that world.
Yeah, fully.
So listen, let's set a target for the viewers. If we get 5,000 likes, we'll get you on for a part 2.
Yeah, man. See it there?
Guys, 5,000 likes. If you want to see Biggz come on for part 2 and talk more about the prison life, smash the like button. Go show him some love as well. All his social media links are in the bottom. Listen, my brother, it's a pleasure having you on my show. I'll see you on the next one, hopefully.
Enough respect, my guy.
Guys, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.